bench, played a pivotal role against Atlanta on Saturday. 30 bench points for the Sky, and they had some key moments in that game to really secure victory for the Sky.
New York coming off a loss to Connecticut, 94-79. And the last meeting that New York played, of course, they go down to Tina Charles for the first touch. She was actually looking for a foul, too, didn't get it, but she's got the first points of the game. How will they defend at number 31? That'll be a big question. Chicago statistically gives up the most points in the paint in the league. There's the handoff to Allie Quigley for 2 to tie it.
Nice movement without the basketball. Steph Dolson, such a good passer in the paint.
Allie Quigley, of course, pushed into the starting role in the All-Star game. And Steph Dolson, they say that their offense is better when Steph Dolson touches it. This is one of the reasons why.
Well, Steph Dolson had 5 assists the last time around against the New York Liberty. You want to get the ball into your post. You can kind of see the entire floor. Ball movement happens, and you get those nice cuts to the basket.
Sometimes they measure the success of their offense if it touches the hands. They're of Chicago's number 31. A couple of important 31s in this game, one on each side. Here's Diamond DeShields. Offensively, her numbers have been down really in the last 3 games. Dolson, again, finding sleep.
That's what makes Steph Dolson tough. She could have forced that shot, but one of the reasons why she's one of the best shooters in the WNBA is she doesn't take that shot, and instead being patient enough to find a cutting Sluty to the basket, and that's a high percentage shot right there. Not forcing anything. Good team basketball. Chicago leads the league in assists, and that is why a lot of unselfish basketball with this team.
Yeah, 21 per game, so a couple of buckets and 2 assists for Steph Dolson to start. A 4-2 advantage. Diamond will take her first shot. Too strong on that attempt. Diamond DeShields slumping a little bit the last 3 games, just averaging just under 12 points per game. Though her rebounding averages and some of the other stats have been up in the last 3. Cutting take. Nurse can't get it, stays with it. You get a second chance as the shot clock resets to 15 seconds and the countdown now to single digits. Nurse loses it, but it's off Chicago last, so New York will keep it. Five seconds on the shot clock.
Nice help defense by Steph Dolson. Always got to worry about her with the fouls, but she kept her ground, kept her hands up, and thwarted that play for New York. Now they just have those 5 seconds left on the shot clock.
And Azawi Bede wants to dribble and gets the soft touch. And Azawi Bede is a player who's really kind of picked up her stats, averaging some career highs in terms of shooting percentages and across the board offensively this year.
And a big rebounder for New York as well.
Allie, pump fake, stays behind that three-point line and fires.
That's the thing, you gotta be ready to defend any kind of Allie Quigley shot. She gets a lot of space with those shot fakes.
Not a whole lot of extra movement either as Charles gets her second bucket. With Allie, you know, she can pump fake and stay within a phone booth, it seems like. People are listening like, what's a phone booth? That they're listening on Twitter. But she can take that pump fake, one dribble, and still stay real compact behind that three-point line. Pull-up is good.
Millennials don't know what phone booths are. We lost everybody.
I know. I actually look at a payphone, and I got to look at it twice if I see a rare payphone hanging around the building. Diamond DeShields from the wing. She can't get it. Lavender's second chance. She'll find Diamond coming to the rim. So all 3 buckets for Chicago coming in that fashion.
And I just like the way players are moving without the basketball. That is tough to teach sometimes. A lot of players stay stagnant, and the Sky really doing a nice job of making cuts to the basket without the ball.
Charles with the kick out to Dirk. Now she's gone back-to-back. She can put him up in a hurry. Her nickname, of course, Night Night. Sometimes it is good night.
Yes, it is.
When she has some of those high-scoring performances like she did at Louisville.
She had a big game against the Sky the first time these two teams played. 3 for 3 from three-point range.
Dolson. That was a left-handed finish for Steph.
Well, and she is fired up because she thought there was some contact on that shot. You get Steph Dolson fired up, watch out.
2 points now to go along with her 2 assists. Here's Charles. Allie on the push. Out to Dolson. Fires again. Lavender. Another
nice
offensive rebound. Finds Diamond. Lavender again. A couple of boards. Gets blocked by Zawi B. Amanda Zawi B, third in the league in terms of blocks per game. Timed that one against Jantel Lavender.
Steph Dolson missed that three-pointer, but she had a great look at it, and we're not used to seeing her miss lately anyway. She was 4 of 5 from three-point range against Atlanta. She was lights out in that game from three-point range. Impressive to watch her shoot the basketball.
Yeah, all but 2 of her buckets were from 3. That game against Atlanta. You mentioned a game where the Sky bench was so important.
Yeah, big time.
Put up 30 points in that game. That's off the hands of Nurse and another turnover. Turnovers have been part of the problem here for New York. It's the first thing out of Katie Smith's mouth in the pregame.
17 turnovers for New York in their last game. Coming in here against Connecticut. You just cannot have those kind of empty possessions in this league. The players and the teams are just too good.
Give New York credit. They were trailing by as many as 16 early in that game. Got it down to single digits. But they ended up losing to a Connecticut team, arguably and record-wise, right now playing the best in the league. Record-wise is the best in the league.
7 straight wins for Connecticut. They have been on a tear. They had that little bump in the road when they came here and they lost against Chicago, and they had lost like a string of maybe 3 or 4 games, you think? But they have been on fire lately.
Wilson up against Charles. Interesting matchup to watch. Quickly back to Dolson. Now she's got a mismatch with Durst. Decides to put it on the floor against the smaller player. Will turn and hit the turnaround. How about it, Steph?
Determined and such great footwork in the lane for Steph Dolson. Making herself really tough to guard. Inside, outside.
Took the mouse in the house inside the lane. Here's a rebound, and this is what Diamond DeShields can do. Rebound, and then take it all the way. Coast to coast for Diamond.
This is the concern that you said Katie Smith had about Chicago. They can fly, she told you.
Yeah, those were exact words. Concerned about their commitment defensively, and in particular, in transition. Durr again, getting that rhythm going.
Pretty shy.
Tied at 12. Dolson left all alone. Lavender again.
Like it.
A third offensive rebound for Jantel Lavender results in the bucket.
Those two, that's a tough combination to defend. Steph taking her game outside. That pulls a defender out there, and that gives Jantel Lavender all kinds of room to offensive rebound in the paint.
Now was shortchanging her. 4 offensive rebounds. In fact, all 4 rebounds in this game for her. Been on the O boards. Trying to tip it away. Oh, blocked by Dolson. She got all of that against Charles. And it finds the hands of Nurse. That one popped all the way in and then popped out. Slew hesitation. Took it to her.
Nice. New York's going to need a timeout here. They need to stop the bleeding.
Rashonda Gray's going to have to pick up her shoes after that move by Slew. And a timeout called by Katie Smith. She could feel the momentum building, and she calls a quick TO.
Diamond going basically coast to coast, beating everybody. And Vandersloot, a little move there to the basket. Impressive. Sky on a run here.
Ariel Investments is a proud sponsor of the Chicago Sky. To learn how one of Chicago's most experienced investment firms can help you save for your future, visit arielинvestments.com. You can follow them on Twitter @ArielFunds. Quick timeout from Katie Smith. And she has subbed out. Bria Hartley now will be in this game for the first time. So Hartley and Rashonda Gray are a couple of your subs here for New York, as well as Rebecca Allen. Our officiating staff reviewing a play here out of a timeout. Mike Forsberg, Daryl Humphrey, Carlina Tobin, the officiating staff here tonight. this is what they're looking at, this play.
Looking to see where
If it's a 2 or a 3 by Asia Durr.
her toes are on that play.
And again, after the first time out, they immediately had said after that bucket was made that they were going to review this. They ruled it as a 2 on the court, which means that there would have to be video evidence to prove otherwise. And they're going to keep it as a 2-pointer. Asia Durr 3 for 4 though. 6 points here to lead New York. Yeah, half of New York's total. Get the ball right back to her, almost the exact same spot, same side of the floor. Charles to kick it out to Allen. Smooth for Rebecca Allen.
And good crisp ball movement by New York.
She returned and actually played against Chicago the last time they met here on this court. She returned to play after missing 10 games. She had a broken hand. She had 12 or 6 points in 12 minutes in that game. Out to Lavender. Steps right into it. It rolls in, and that's a 2. She literally cradled the 3-point line with those feet.
She did. She told us about how she's been working on trying to keep that foot back so she can get that extra point on the 3-pointer instead.
Allen from the other side. That time it's a 3. So talk about some punch off the bench. Allen is providing exactly that. 2 for 2 and 5 points now off the bench. Shields trying to sky for the rebound. It goes into Charles' hands instead.
She did. She has got some ups.
Hartley back to Allen. What does she have? That's what she has. She has single-handedly given New York the lead after that timeout.
James Wade looking at his bench, trying to find somebody who wants to go in and defend that. Call it timeout. Instead, they just yell at everybody. Come on, guys, we got to play better defense than that.
It's one way for Katie Smith to cure the ails. You point out a sub, and they come into the game and do exactly this.
A genius move. The shooting there. Impressive by Allen.
8 points, 3 for 3 shooting. In just a minute and a half of play. Both of these teams still in the conversation to make the playoffs. And this is why the top 8 make it, of course. You see the New York Liberty right now just below that cutoff point. The Chicago Sky with 12-9 record sitting in 5th place. And when you talk to Katie Smith, she says, look, we've got Seattle coming up. They're right above us. We've got Minnesota coming up. They're right above us. Same thing for the Chicago Sky. They've got 4 games coming up between Las Vegas and Los Angeles.
Well, yeah, they've got teams that are above them that they still have to play. But the problem is, those are teams that are some of the best in the WNBA. 9 of their final 15 road games are on the road and against some of these really tough teams. Vegas, Los Angeles, they've got to play Washington. They still have to play Phoenix again. So they could make a big move, but those are some tough teams. This is an important game for that to gain some momentum going into a really, really tough stretch of your schedule.
Las Vegas at times has kind of proven to be one of the best teams, if not the best team in the league. You've got Connecticut, we've already talked about them. Los Angeles kind of finding their rhythm and the groove again. Certainly we know about the talent that they have on their roster.
They're getting healthier. It's good to see some of these players coming back. Simone Augustus from the Lynx just came back after being out all season.
Some big names missing time this year. Yeah, it's Rossi, Sue Bird, of course, Brianna Stewart. Even Jewel Lloyd for Seattle. They got the big 3 that have all missed some time.
McCautry, just big names.
Candace Parker has been out as well. I mean, those are all all-stars. That's an all-star team that we just listed right there. A 20-18 advantage.
Here we go. All the reserves again, and that's a costly error right there. You got to get the the ball in, but this was a stretch. Really was the beginning of the second quarter against Atlanta where this group really did a nice job of maintaining and even kind of getting the Sky back into positive territory. Sky started that game in Atlanta really down. They just weren't shooting the ball well. Atlanta got to a fast start, and this group right here did a great job for the Sky.
Well, right now it's the bench for New York that's doing a great job for the Liberty. Hartley is one of them. One more look at that pick in the 2.
And those are the kind of errors that keep coaches up at night. Can't have that on the inbounds play.
These two teams aren't scared to put up some points. 99-83 was the final back on July 12th. In that meeting, 9 total players, double figures, 4 for New York, 5 for Chicago. So we're kind of on pace for maybe a similar output tonight.
Has moved into second place in points per game with just over 80 points per game. It's the team that can put points on the board.
Rebecca Allen is human. Missed her first shot. 3 for 4 now in this game. Hartley can't put it away. This New York team battling. And frankly, that's one thing that Katie Smith did say is, you know, we're not that far away. We can figure things out defensively. We can figure out a rotation. And we're still in it after all this. It's Hartley.
Well, they had a tough year last year. Just 7 wins in New York. That was the lowest win total in franchise history. They are picking themselves up by the bootstraps and trying to make something out of this second half.
Yeah, getting past that win total, really a lot was talked about with that.
Yep.
Faulkner with the offensive rebound. Stu with 3 seconds, got to do something.
They don't know it.
Faulkner throws it up. Oh, gave it a chance. And Due with the rebound. Copper gets hacked.
The intensity and the fire that Kahleah Copper brings off the bench. We have seen her just be instant offense, not afraid there to challenge the defense, drawing some contact. She, to me, has been probably the most vital person coming off the bench along with Cheyenne Parker. I love those two and the energy that they bring inside and out.
She's averaging some career highs this year. Kahleah Copper against New York in this series this season, averaging about 8.5 points per game, shooting 50%. .5 left here in quarter number 1. Plenty of time to get a shot off. Here's Hartley from across midcourt. New York owned the last few minutes of that first quarter to take the 3-point edge, 24-21 after the first 10 minutes. Here's a smart tip you can fast break with. Smart thermostats make saving energy easy. ComEd is offering a $100 rebate on select smart thermostats. Learn more at ComEd.com/rebates. Beautiful night in the Windy City. 3-point edge for the visitors, though. 24-21.
Well, New York just shot the ball so well in that first quarter. They are not one of the very best shooting teams in the WNBA. And in fact, they are near the bottom at just 40% from the field on average. But in that first quarter, they shot 50%. And really, it comes down to kind of an identity defense for the Chicago Sky, identifying who's shooting well. And you got to get out there and defend that. Rebecca Allen, of course, Asia Dore, both 3 of 4 from the field in that first quarter. Got to be more paying more attention to those 2 players here in the second quarter.
Stat we showed you too. Chicago 0 from 3, but from 2, just like that. Cheyenne Parker, they have found success.
I think this guy's core of post players. When you talk about Jantel Lavender and Stephanie Dolson and Cheyenne Parker, those 3 really don't take a lot of bad shots. That was a tough shot by Cheyenne Parker because she was kind of getting bodied there at the end and kind of had to fall backwards, but she had the strength in order to complete that play. But those 3 really take very good shots. They are tough to defend in the paint. High percentage basketball. You want to get the ball in their hands.
It's a 3-point play. We're tied at 24. Interesting. James Wade again started the second half. All the starters on the bench.
And this is what he did in Atlanta, starting the second quarter with all of the reserves on the floor. It was a great spark for the Sky against the Dream. The starters got a very nice rest and kind of got to think a little bit about some of the things that they needed to work on because they did not get off to a good start in that game against Atlanta.
Kate Lou is whistled for her first personal, and yes, if you wonder, that is how you pronounce it. We have a recording of her actually saying it as well.
We've had some questions over the course of the
We
season.
should probably tweet out the recording so there isn't any more questions on that as well. Parker going for the reverse, and she was absolutely sandwiched in between Tina Charles and Rebecca Allen.
Tina Charles, a tough interior defender, and I like that Cheyenne Parker is attacking her anyway, showing no fear and going right at Tina Charles.
Samira Faulkner. Hits.
Jamira has had a nice last couple games. Had 5 assists against Connecticut, then 7 points against Atlanta. You can feel her getting her confidence back.
And what does she get after those couple of games? She gets a halftime interview with them.
She did. Special guest today.
Yeah, that'll be coming up in about 8 minutes and 55 seconds. And Stu has picked up her second personal as she sends Rebecca Allen to the line. First free throws for Allen and for New York.
It's interesting to talk to Samira Faulkner today about just the process of coming back. And at least when you look at it, missing all of 2017, half of last year, half of this year, that's got to be so tough and frustrating for a player. And the fact that she just had the resiliency to keep plugging away, it says so much about Samira Faulkner.
The Twitter handle is called The Come Up, right?
Yep.
And there's no better story or example of doing exactly that than what she's been able to do. So we look forward to hearing more about that coming up at the half. Johannes hits the three from the corner. Marine Johannes out of France. Actually made her WNBA debut on this very floor back in that July 12th meeting. There's the feed. Johannes will finish. She's fun to watch. The shooting guard spot for New York.
New York kind of giving Chicago a taste of its own medicine, beating the Sky down in transition off a mistake. Here they go again.
Yeah. And Johannes again, who's leaking out. Someone's got to find her.
Yeah, James Wade over here just shaking his head. He's not liking what he sees. This is what the Sky does, not what opponents do to the Sky.
8-point advantage. Faulkner trying the contact, but it will be a foul committed on the floor.
New York doing a great job of beating the Sky down the floor. The momentum carried over then, and nice three-pointer in the corner by Johannes. She's starting to feel it.
When you factor in, you've got a Rebecca Allen who's got 9 points off the bench, and Johannes, who just came in, she's got 7 points off the bench.
Hartley's got 4. And New York is shooting close to 60%.
2 for 8 from 3. Here's Quigley.
That was long overdue. That's just the third field goal attempt in this game for Allie Quigley.
She had 5 shots in 21 minutes in the last game against Atlanta, too. Certainly not someone who can disappear for Chicago. Bench power. Johannes bringing it. Dolson to DeShields. Left wide open. Thanks to that workaround. Swing pass.
Yeah, just great court awareness there by not only Steph Dolson to swing that ball to Diamond DeShields, but Diamond to recognize that jumper that she wanted to take wasn't her best option, and so good at getting herself to the basket.
Charles will turn and face. She'll take that shot, or Steph will give it to her. bump. Turner connects. How do you defend that?
Everybody in the arena knows that Tina Charles is taking that shot, and she still makes it anyway. One of the best finishers in the WNBA. Lavender. Again, that 1 foot just inside the ring.
We've said she's the best long two-point shooter in the league, perhaps. Some off-season work. She could definitely shoot the three.
Wow, could be one of the best three-point shooting bigs in the league.
Well, she's flirting with it almost every shot from over there. Allen's missed her second shot of this game. Dolson. The Shields will fire. Still struggling a little bit. Diamond DeShields now 3 of 7.
And the Sky 0 for 8 from three-point range. That's unheard of. It's like one of the best three-point shooting teams in the WNBA.
It's the best three-point shooting team in the WNBA, but not tonight. Jantel Lavender, 6 points, trying to keep Chicago in it. They need some help. Step back. Jantel, step back, please, next time. Sky fans, enjoy up to 10% off at the Arc Bar located inside Hyatt Regency McCormick Place before or after every 2019 Chicago Sky home game. To show your ticket stub, Hyatt Regency McCormick Place, the official hotel partner of the Chicago Sky. Coming out of that timeout, Chicago will have the basketball trailing 39-32. Bulls players in the house. Kobe White, Daniel Gafford, Wendell Carter Jr. have been spotted sitting sideline and courtside.
A lot of NBA players supporting the WNBA.
Still scoreless from three-point land. Coming out of that timeout now, 0 for 9 from 3.
What is good about the Sky, very versatile players who can score in a lot of different ways. The three-point shot has been key this season. This is a team that can score from anywhere.
Diamond whistle for a foul. James Wade.
Right now, the most pressing concern is Dean up, especially some of these reserves from New York, knowing who's hot and getting in their face, challenging shots without fouling. Diamond DeShields get the contact there, and James Wade saying you can't do that.
Ooh, he was hot after that call.
Maybe he's thinking that maybe it wasn't even a foul.
That's exactly what he was saying.
He's staying timing. Good job.
Not happy with that call at all. 40-32. Hear everything that James Wade says standing right in front of us. 8-point advantage, largest lead of the game here for New York. Have come nice. Behind fashion. Lavender will get a second chance at it. Going up against Charles. She got it. And one for Jantel Lavender.
Very impressed with Diamond DeShields on that. I thought that Diamond was going to pop that J, and instead the bullet pass there to Jantel. Maybe Jantel wasn't quite ready for it, but I like the determination, the strength to go back up with it, getting the and one there off of her own offensive rebound. And this is what I mean about this team, Lisa. Countless times this season, I have seen players pass up shots that they would normally take or want to take and just finding open teammates. Again, that's why this team leads the league in assists. Over 20 assists, almost 22 assists per game for the Chicago Sky.
Yeah, that's remarkable. Of course, when you have the league leader, Courtney Vandersloot, got a whole bottle line. They got the advantage. The foul committed, though, on Wright.
And she knew it right away. No other choice. Diamond was off to the races there. One of the things that Diamond does so well off a defensive rebound, she just goes. She sees that opening, weaving through traffic, very determined, and she uses her speed so well.
Really good rebounder as a guard. And I mentioned that her scoring's down the last 3 games, but she's averaging about 7 rebounds per game.
Almost had it.
That was off the fingertips of Steph Dolson.
Love it when the big girls work together, and that was almost a really nice lob pass in from Jantel Lavender to Steph Dolson.
Diamond, don't forget, though, coming off 12 rebounds. That game against Atlanta.
And 6 assists. She really stuffed the stat sheet in that game against Atlanta.
So trying to contribute in other ways as Charles took it all the way baseline. She's in double figures. DeShields being guarded by Nurse. Dolson.
Great position by Steph Dolson. And you know that she's being pushed on there by Tina Charles, and just the strength to go up and finish that shot. There is a battle in the post between those two. Steph Dolson, Tina Charles, both products of Connecticut, and they are going after each other here.
Hold on, the Dolson went down, so there'll be some extracurricular maybe to talk about, but this is the bucket against Charles.
Yep, and there's some contact there. Steph Dolson being real strong inside. Tina Charles saying, I'm coming right back at you, girlfriend. Finishing there. Steph going down. Those two have a matchup going here tonight.
So this is the review that they'll look at. It's the contact that was made after that last bucket. Contact between Amanda Zahui B, I believe, and Steph Dolson.
I mean, it's physical in the post. What do you expect? And these two have a battle going on.
It's this. It's actually Jantel Lavender and Amanda Zahui B, but Steph Dolson is the one who tumbled to the court.
Well, it looked like Steph got hit in the back of the head, and that kind of forced her forward. But is that not the contact that they're looking at? Because Steph gets shoved down.
I'm also looking at the contact,
Yes,
Jantel
yep.
Lavender. There's all kinds of contact. You can either review Charles on Dolson or Lavender on
Or
Amanda
both.
Zahui B, or
Or
both. All three officials are standing over by the monitor, so we haven't gotten clarification yet from them on exactly what they're looking at. Wow.
Everybody's pointing too. It
Everyone's
was her.
pointing
No,
at
it was
the
her.
other.
Jeez. Both these teams are fighting. New York scrapping to get into the playoff hunt. The Sky wanting to win this game at home before a tough couple games on the West Coast.
Looks like there's going to be a technical foul called on Tina Charles.
A little slap in the back of the head. Maybe something said too.
And that might be the only thing that's called.
Looks like it.
We didn't get a clear clarification from the officials. We're going off of what is on the stat monitor. And we play on. They're on the screen.
Charles is just relentless. 14 points in 15 minutes for her. One of the best of all time in the WNBA post.
Sky again coming up empty-handed. New York looking for a double-digit lead. Durham trying to give it to him. Short. Here's Ali. Challenge. Couldn't get the roll. Chicago, what can they do with it? Ali.
Touch pass there from Flutie. Those three, Quigley, DeShields, Vandersloot, the all-stars, so good in transition. They just really read each other well. The all-stars, those three got honored before the game with a big bouquet of flowers.
Yeah, we thought it was for us.
We did.
Only for a few minutes though. Charles just beats the buzzer. 9-point advantage. Allie will take it inside. Looking for the foul, won't get it. Here's the push by Nurse. She'll get it right back. Step it back to shoot the three. Short. Kia Nurse empty-handed here so far in this game. Just 1 point for the All-Star starter. Double figures in 17 of the last 21 coming into tonight. She's 0 for 4 from the field.
That was a good timeout by Katie Smith. I feel like both these teams are kind of lagging. The legs are going a little bit. We've seen a lot of shots falling short.
All-Star Central, one more look at it. It's an all-star break. Allie, Sloot, Diamond with the finish. Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, proud sponsor of the Chicago Sky. For more information, visit IPJIRehab.com. Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, move better and live better. Well, in that timeout, we got a clarification on what the officials were reviewing. Initially, there was a technical foul that was called on Tina Charles on this play against Steph Dolson. So they went to the monitor, they looked at the play, they decided to rescind that technical foul that was called on Charles. They also did look at the contact between Jantel Lavender and Amanda Zaludini and decided that there was nothing to be called there. And so that is why we played on. And we appreciate the officials coming over, and especially Carlina Tobin, to explain things for us so we can explain things to you guys.
This is a tough play, baby. I mean, there's going to be contact down there in the paint.
This is the former post. Kind of like that, right? You feed off of that? Did you like a physical game when you were playing?
Yeah, I mean, just as long as it wasn't like crazy physical. But yeah, you kind of work on being a strong player inside. You want to show it, and it's a great physical battle, trying to one-up each other in the post. Just as long as it doesn't get out of hand.
And that foul committed on Cheyenne Parker. It's her first, and the team's fifth. Kia Nurse now at the line. She's had a struggling first half. Mentioned she's 0 for 4 from the field. Second leading scorer from New York. Just 2 points now here in the game. Both of them coming from the free throw line.
She's had some big games against the Sky this season. 14 points, 18 points for her. Coming off the start of the All-Star game. Sky doing a nice job on Nurse defensively.
Working around the Copper.
I don't know if every Sky player touched on that possession, but darn near close. Everybody involved. That makes the defense work.
Leah Copper now with 4 points. Her first three-point make. And by the way, that's the first three-point make for Chicago.
That's incredible.
In
1 for
game.
12 for this guy.
Final few seconds here of the half. 7-point advantage for the Liberty. Largest lead has been 10. Chicago at one point had a 4-point advantage. Liberty's bench giving them a nature boost. As Sloot misses everything on that, and that's kind of packaged up what the first half shooting has been like for Chicago. You mentioned that they're one of the best shooting teams in the WNBA, and just not there in this first half. 43% shooting from the field, but 1 of 13 from 3 as we welcome in Jantel Lavender, who did have actually one of the better first halves here for Chicago. But there was that stretch towards the end of the first quarter, Jantel, where New York kind of took control. What can you put your finger on about the corrections that needed to be made back then?
I think we got to crowd Tina Charles a little bit. She's a little bit too comfortable. We're letting her play in her comfort zone, and I think we're not sending enough bodies to her. So we have to make it a team effort to guard a player like her. And I think in the second half, if we make that adjustment, we'll see more of a run from our end.
Jantel, what makes Tina Charles so tough? You've had many games over the years where you've gone against her, and you and Steph just have such a tall task defending her. But what is it about Tina Charles that makes her the player that she is?
I just think she's patient. She's long. I mean, she's mastered the moves that she makes. And I think that if you play her one-on-one, she's really tough to defend. I think if you send bodies at her, she has to make some decisions. Obviously, she's a good decision maker. She's an all-star. She's been playing great for so many years. But I just think you just have to make all of her shots tough. I mean, she's going to make a lot of her shots. She's a volume shooter, so we have to make sure each one of those shots are tougher and tougher, and know that, you know, she may get 20 and 10, but everyone was hard, and we have to execute on the offensive end.
Jantel, thank you for the time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
She heads into the locker room. Chicago now trailing by 7 points against a desperate New York Liberty team playing on the road. Halftime conversation around the corner coming up with one Jamira Faulkner. We'll have that in a matter of moments. Sky Basketball is powered by Wintrust, proud to be Chicago's bank and the official bank of your Chicago Sky. Wintrust, built here for here. And by Ariel Investments, slow and steady wins the race. And by Magellan Corporation, proud sponsor of the Chicago Sky. And powered by Illini Care Health, the top-rated Medicaid plan in Illinois. Illini Care Health, proud partner of your Chicago Sky. New York looking to snap a 3-game losing skid. Chicago winners 4 of its last 5. And impressive in this 5-1 stretch. They won their last 3 at home. Got to go back to the game against New York, actually, on July 12th when that streak started. And that is not the start they were looking for coming out of the locker room.
Miscommunication there between Sluty and Steph Dolson.
Turnover, first possession of this second half. Here's Zoe B, defended by Lavender. And it's still Dolson and Charles going to work there on the block as Charles comes up to set the screen. 16 points in the first half for Charles, and Wright hits it. First points of the game, Tanisha Wright.
Nice speed.
Kia Nurse leading the break, finds Charles. Defended by Sloot. They go back door. Sloot won't get it. Out to Quigley. Taking it inside. Allie getting tied up as Charles takes it away.
New York defending Allie Quigley so well, and a turnover there by the Liberty, but we've been double teaming Quigley a lot of attention on her, and she finally drained one when she had some daylight. That felt good for Allie Quigley. That's her first 3 in this game.
Second 3-point make for Chicago, now 2 of 14 from back there. Allie with 7 points. Nurse in the corner, looking for any kind of daylight. All right, feeding Zoe B. There was 1 second left on the shot clock, and she drilled it.
That was a tough shot by Zoe B. I was about to say, what good defense by this guy, really making New York work on that possession.
Lavender taking the baseline. Sloot coming out of nowhere. Couldn't hang on.
Skying for that rebound. Take a look there. Allie saying, wow, finally some daylight, because the Liberty really been on her like a glove. Oh, thank God, says Allie quickly. I got it to go down.
You said it would be a relief. Yep. I think that screamed relief all over it. And it's Zoe B's got to kick it back out. Good defense here by Lavender. Now 3 to shoot. Nurse has got to hustle. Throws it up. Shot clock violation.
Good defense. New York using every second on that shot clock on that one and the previous one before Zoe B bailed him out. That turnaround jumper, but Sky being stout on D. You just got to take care of the basketball on the offensive end.
Quickly to Diamond. Still hunting for that first 3-point make for Diamond DeShields. 8 points, though 50% shooting from everywhere else. Charles taking it inside.
Charles doing a good job of defending the All-Star.
The all-time leading scorer in terms of an opponent against the Chicago Sky is Tina Charles. Back the other way, Lavender gets the 2. Tina Charles over 660 points against Chicago in her career. She's faced them now, including tonight, 37 different times.
Talked with Junior Faulkner about how she is a budding fashionista, but Tina Charles, a budding filmmaker. She made a film about her dad, a documentary that got shown at the Tribeca Film Festival just before the start of the season. That's pretty cool.
Very cool. Shot clock winding down. They're almost had it. Katie Smith has talked about Asia Dern, wants her to attack. Certainly is capable of hitting that shot, though. Doesn't want to forget that her strength, keeping an eye on that rim, is what she says. To attack the lane.
Her speed, that quick first step. She does have an outside shot. Makes her very versatile as an offensive player.
Tanisha Wright whistled for the foul. That's her second. Won't connect. Get a 10-point advantage. That's been the largest lead of this game here for New York. Charles again, the kick out to Durr. Couldn't handle it.
You can feel the frustration down at the other end by the Chicago Sky on the three-point shot. 2 of 16. 12.5% for the Sky from three-point range. Just not what this team is all about. But this is a good test for the Sky. How can we win in other ways? The three has been such a big part of their offense this season, and getting shots like that for Jantel Lavender, now she's got to finish that. But Sky going to have to win in other ways here today because the three-point shot just is not falling.
Copper's hit one, and Allie's hit one. I think you certainly want to go away from Allie, who's your three-point shooter.
Definitely not. Definitely not. But I think it's okay for Allie to attack the rim, too. She's good at that. She's got a quick first step. When the three-point shot isn't falling, you got to find other ways. And there is versatility within this Sky offense.
Tanisha Wright again. Whistle for the foul. Now that's her third.
And that's a mauling right there.
She got fouled twice.
Yeah, Courtney Vanderslip taking a lot of physical contact on that play.
Wright just happened to get her first, but Kia Nurse was waiting. Here's handoff for Vanderslip. Work it around to Allie. One dribble again. That's her shot.
It's so good. We talked about it earlier. The shot fakes that free her up. Everybody's always going to bite because you don't want Allie Quigley to shoot right over the top of you, so you're going to go fight for the shot fake. And then she's so good at getting her feet back beyond the three-point line. She just has that instinct for where that line is. Doesn't even have to look most of the time. You see right here, shot fake, defender bites for it, and Allie's so good at just lining up right behind the line. Didn't even have to take a look at it. She's looking at the basket. She's got that flow in her shot. Just that natural instinct of where she is on the floor.
Her percentage is not bad tonight from back there, but the team is struggling. Allie's just 2 of 4. Now at 10 points. Double-figure scores for Chicago right now, 11 for Lavender and 10 for Quigley.
Well, and Allie on the season is shooting near 50% from three-point range. 47.5% for Allie on the season. Third in the league.
The kick out to Dolson. Set up perfectly. Dolson couldn't convert. Oh, wow, what a move.
That's a good matchup. Diamond and Shields on Kia Nurse. Those second-year players, so good to the basket. Quick players, shooters.
Lavender connects.
It's all day long for Lavender if she wants it. Just draw out Zoe B. Lavender is such a good perimeter shooter for a big.
Handoff to Wright. And Zoe B wanted that three. first attempt from back there. Sitting on 4 points here for the game. Allie coming off the screen. Finding Diamond. 0 for 3. For time.
Oh, man. I told you that matchup, Diamond and Shields and Cleaners will trip each other up. And this guy takes advantage with an alley bucket in transition.
1 point advantage. Chicago making a little bit of a charge in the third quarter. Outscoring New York, doubling them up. At Midtown Athletic Club, we have the best of everything under one roof. And every place you turn at Midtown, there's something to get the heart rate up. Don't settle for anything less than everything. Live more at midtown.com. Carter Jr. mentioned him taking this one in and sporting the Chicago Scout jersey. 2. New York leading by 1. And Chicago on a nice little run here during the third quarter.
New York still shooting the ball very well. They're up over 50% in this game. A lot of good looks at the basket.
Night has it. They're on the wing. Charles will face up against Cheyenne Parker. Doesn't matter.
And that's what's so tough about Tina Charles is her ability to hit those jumpers where she can kind of fall back a little bit, give herself a little bit of room, and she doesn't feel like she has an opening to the basket or nothing's open in the paint. Very good jump shooter.
Actually, the first points here of this third quarter of the second half, though, for Tina Charles. She had 16 in the first half. 18 now for the game. Hartley takes it inside. Finds Rebecca Allen, who's come off the bench. She had a hot hand in the first quarter. Averages just 6 points per game. Allen had a quick 9 points in the first half. 5,797 fans in attendance here at Wintrust. First home game back since the All-Star break for Chicago. Here's the Shields. 8 on the shot clock. To Lavender. Foot on the line. That's a 2. Step back, and that could have tied a game. 57-56. Lavender with 15 points to lead Chicago. Off and running, here's Sloop. As Jantel, she wants to use it, doesn't need it.
2 of the things this guy does best in that previous possession, the ball popped around the perimeter. Allie finding Jantel and then scoring in transition. One of the best running teams in the league.
Chicago has a lead for the first time since the first quarter. Scramble here for New York. Allen from this side. She hits.
She's really hurting down there. Rebecca Allen hitting another key shot for the Liberty. She now has 12 points, 3 of 5 from three-point range.
Go back to the Chicago bucket where Sloot took it to give the Sky a lead, but just briefly.
Cheyenne Parker coming up with a big steal on Tina Charles, and Sluty with a scoop layup there, finishing in transition and hoping for the best for Zoe B down there with a New York basket. She is not feeling good.
Tina Charles, meanwhile, taking a seat. Using this time to get a breather. We'll go back and look at the contact here on Zoe B.
Well, I think she may have gotten a Diamond to Shields elbow on that rebound. And then hitting the back of her head there on the floor. I think she got hit front and back. Good to see her walking off. Looks like she's going to be okay. Maybe a little shook up right now, but a lot of contact in this game, Lisa. We talked about it earlier in the paint in particular. It has been rough in there tonight. That to me tells me that these are two teams that are scrapping. They know their positions in the standings. They know how important each and every game is. This guy in particular at home, you got to win your home games. You mentioned it. This is a desperate New York team. They need to get some wins on the board.
Three-second violation on Chicago. So another turnover. Chicago just held the lead for just a few seconds in this third quarter. Outscored New York by 5 in the third. Hancock Akumwe making her first appearance. Step-through move.
James Wade right in front is yelling good defense, because that's what it really comes down to. And now this guy getting good looks, getting good offense, but they've got to come up with some stops.
Allen swatted that away. Hartley pushing. Under a minute left in the third. They leave Hartley out wide open. Just about a 35% shooter. Smothered. The subs here for New York. All 5 of them. Bench power perhaps here for the Liberty. 5 seconds to shoot. Two now to shoot. It'll be Chicago ball with 8.3. Here's Sloot. Looking to tie it. Getting wrapped up. There's a foul committed with 3.4 left.
Absolutely could have taken that all the way to the hole. There was no one stepping up to help from New York. Dished it off instead to Copper. Lee Smith mentioned to you some of the problems that New York has had with defense this season, and getting her players to buy into basic things, basic defensive principles that you learn in grade school, getting down in a defensive stance. Stepping in to help.
1-point advantage, last heave-ho. Well off the mark for Hartley. 1-point edge from New York, staving off a little bit of that Chicago charge. 10 more minutes to play. Final meeting of the regular season between the Liberty and the Sky. Sky is the limit when you plan a party at the Saks Recreation Center, a 100,000 square foot facility to meet your event needs. Saks Recreation Center, the official training center, your Chicago Sky. Again, 5,797 fans in attendance on this Wednesday night in Chicago.
Yeah.
The colorful bunch over there.
Doug Bruno campers.
Yes.
DePaul coach Doug Bruno is here sitting courtside with Sky owner Michael Alter and his wife, and got all the Doug Bruno campers in their special t-shirts, and this place is filled in nicely. Nice crowd on a Wednesday night.
Doug is hiding behind my Forsberg there. Good placement on his part. Doug is not wearing one of those colorful t-shirts,
No.
though. I think he should. He'd go with his blue shoes that he's got on tonight.
I was going to say he's got his DePaul Blue
Sneaks.
Demon blue sneakers on.
Of course, knows this building awfully well. The Big East Championship here. Ended up playing in the regionals as well.
How about UConn coming back into the Big East? Make things interesting in
How
that
about
conference.
that? Yeah, we got a year before that actually happens, but that'll be exciting. 10 more minutes to play. New York Liberty and Chicago. Sky has won the first 2 meetings against New York. One in June, one in July. Here's Rebecca Allen.
Really? I mean, she has just been outstanding off the bench for New York. 15 points for Allen. 4 threes.
19 points is her career high against Washington about 3 years ago. back in July of 2016. Faulkner, hesitation, coming over. It's Allen. Shonda Gray, excuse me, coming over.
Faulkner, she does have that quick first step. It beat the defense, but the help for New York stepping up. Finally, Katie Smith liking that.
Gray, someone put up 8 points, 6 rebounds off the bench in their last game against Connecticut. 15 minutes of work and a little more playing time here tonight. All subs to start the fourth quarter for New York. Nice nifty finish, Raincock and Kugwe.
Sky bringing back their starters. Steph Dolson was the only starter on the floor, but everybody else is coming back in after this timeout.
James Wade trying to stop the bleeding. 5 quick points to start the fourth for New York. Play of the game brought to you by Ariel Investments. We go back to the first half. All-star to all-star to all-star with the finish.
Seems inappropriate on a night in which the Sky honored the 3 All-Stars with big, beautiful bouquets of flowers, and the nifty pass there from Courtney Vandersloot. Allie Quigley getting the break going, and Diamond finishing. Diamond with 8 points in this game. Quigley's up to 12, and Sluty has 5 assists.
Trailing by 6 points. Handoff to Shields. Into all kinds of crowds tonight again. Defense bringing it for New York in this possession. Here to shoot. Diamond gets it in the air.
New York being scrappy defensively.
Hartley missing everything. Here comes Sloot.
Here's where you got to capitalize. Empty possession on one end and a bucket on the other. Nice series there by the Sky.
Allen, the header back door. Dolson got the piece. Back the other way, here comes Chicago. The Shields into the lane. Takes the contact and one.
Touch Jonathan Diamond signaling from the floor. And one. That's a shot. We've seen that from Diamond to Shields this season, where she's strong enough, fit enough, and fearless enough to take that shot, to take that ball right up against the defense. 2 defenders there and finishing with the contact. That's a big play for the Sky right now.
One-point advantage.
Someone plays like she wants the ball in those situations. Even as a second-year player, her confidence is at that level this season where she wants to be in those clutch situations.
Here's the subs for New York. Still going with them.
James Wade been cheering a lot about defense in this game. Really want his players to D it up and be tough every pass of the basketball.
Ooh. Tough shot.
Just like a knife through the heart. 20 points now for Tina Charles.
Allie into the lane. Pulls up.
Make the defender think about it. You got the shot fake going. Is she going to pull back for 3? Is she driving the lane? It's so tough to defend. It really makes the defender overthink it. How do you play her?
Two-point game between these two teams. Chicago needs to get this one, especially at home. Against a team like them, trying to make the top 8 for the playoffs. Chicago's won 11 games, 11-4 against teams below them in the standings. New York is one of those teams. Rain Kakalunwe.
Where was the
People
help on
forgot
that?
about her.
Yeah.
Dulcin backdoor. Vandersloot.
It's a Vandersloot pass to Vandersloot. Dolson getting her Courtney Vandersloot on. Threading the needle perfectly.
4 assists now for Dulcin. Had a couple on the first 2 buckets of this game. 2-point edge. Dulcin's calling for it. Got a mouse in the house. Allie gets tied up.
I really like the way that Steph Dolson reads the floor out of the high post. Courtney Vandersloot did a great job of moving without the basketball. This guy, really good team at those backdoor plays.
Johannes is whistling for the person.
Wide.
Time at 69. Under 7 minutes. Right, left, all over. Will connect and hit the 3. Sloot again. Layup after layup for Courtney Vandersloot.
She is relentless right now. After her last basket, she turned to the officials and showed her arm. She's got a big, huge scratch on her arm. She thought there was contact on that last play. She is not giving up, but just in attack mode right now.
Johannes, big shot.
8 3-pointers in this game for New York.
Double figures for Johannes off the bench. And the answer from Steph Dolcin.
Pretty footwork by Steph. She has that kind of isolation in the paint. She is very tough to stop.
It's been tough between these two teams. The first meeting was close. Chicago got it 91-88 back on June 19th. And in double figures, July 12th.
Courtney now with 14 points in this game and really a lot of contact, knifing right into the heart of the New York defense there. So good at just the hesitation, quick first step, that scoop layup that she's known for. She's in the zone right now.
Tina Charles hitting the baseline jumper right in the third quarter.
For the most part, though, she's been in the zone the whole game. Leading scorer in this game with 22 points for Tina.
16 of them coming in the first half. 6 in the second.
Well, you could tell that was going in. Diamond just so set, so in the flow. Great ball movement by this guy. Really gave Diamond a good look at the basket. Big rebound. This is a big possession right now for this guy. This crowd wants to erupt, and if they can get the crowd into it, that's big momentum for this guy.
Diamond trying to provide a four.
Lavender battle. Ooh, that would have brought this house down.
Take it away. Steph. We're off and running. Allie for 3. And she connects. Allie Quigley gives Chicago the advantage.
This place is going nuts. Fans on their feet. They could feel that shot coming. Allie Quigley not driving in for a layup. She spots up for a 3, and that gives the Sky a 79-77 lead. 4.5 minutes left.
The X Factor brought to you by Wintrust, proud sponsor of your Chicago Sky. Physical play from start throughout till now with 4.5 left to play.
Physical play on both ends, particularly in the paint. Tina Charles going up against Steph Dolcin. I've been impressed with all the post players in this game. Lavender's got 15 for the Sky. Dolson, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. And, of course, Tina Charles is going to stay with 22 points for her.
Out of the timeout, they go to Nurse. Ties it up at 79. Nurse, just a couple of buckets only tonight. 6 points. Quiet night for her. Under 4 to play. Allie into the lane.
Oh, got the friendly roll. Allie's coming alive. 18 points now for Allie after a slow first quarter.
To Charles again. Sandwiched in between. She'll go to the free throw line. A foul committed on Steph Dolson. That's the third on Dolson.
Tina Charles, is she in her 10th year in this league? And look at her number. I mean, she's put up 19 field goal attempts in this game. And Jantel Lavender talked about how she's a volume shooter. She gets a lot of touches for the Liberty, plays a lot of minutes for the Liberty. Still, the production level that she's at is amazing. But Jantel Lavender telling us that they want to make every time she touches the ball tough. Make her work for every time. That's what it's going to have to come down to in this time. Because New York is going to be going to Tina Charles inside.
She actually has more assists than rebounds tonight. 6 to 4 for Tina Charles. Diamond DeShields stops the clock. 3.5 left to play. That's the third on Tina Charles.
Tina Charles playing more minutes in this game than any New York player, and only Diamond DeShields has played more. 31 minutes for Diamond, 30 for Tina Charles. That is how much New York relies on Tina Charles. And they will be looking for her. Help pull away in this game. Going to be a lot on the shoulders of Steph Dolson and Jantel Lavender inside to really D up against Tina Charles.
I had to look twice because it took a month in between 20-point games for Tina Charles. She had 20 points in the last game against Connecticut. Flirting, really, which she's got another 20-point game with 24 here tonight. But the last time, if you go back, you had to go back about a month ago to July 5th. And that just shows maybe the up and down of New York this year. When you've got your all-star, your franchise player who's not really putting up the numbers like she normally does.
I think that does say more about the struggles and inconsistencies of New York, because tonight Tina Charles has looked outstanding.
And she finds White into the corner. Got a foul call on New York. It's on Gray. Rashonda Gray. Chicago not in the bonus yet. 3 timeouts left for Chicago. 2 for New York. 2-point game. Anderson. Quigley.
That shot fake is lethal. They fall for it every single time, Lisa. Every time.
Four-point advantage. Leading it.
Nice pass to Lavender. They get it. What the hustle of Allie Quigley. Giving it up, setting up Jantel Lavender, and then when Jantel doesn't finish on that, fighting for the rebound, I think this guy might get the ball back here. Allie Quigley just fumbled a little bit. That was a great pass to Jantel, and then fighting for that rebound. I think this guy's going to get it. And actually, Jantel Lavender going to the free throw line. Quigley has really turned it up here as this game has progressed. The hustle, 20 points for Allie. She's got a couple of assists, a few rebounds. Shooting the ball really well. It is hard to keep her down. A lot of teams try it. They're trying to double team her, prevent her from touching the basketball, prevent her from catching a pass. To keep her down for long.
5-point advantage, 2.5 to play. Just under the 2.5 mark. Charles looking for some help, finds it in lane. They work it around. Down low, can't get it. Gray had a look at it.
Good disciplined defense by Jantel Lavender in the post. Not trying to make a big play, just trying to put straight up deep.
They're trying to fight around the screen. It's Hartley whistled for the foul.
Take a look here at that post defense. We've talked about the physical play all game long, the pushing for position, but Jantel keeping her arms straight up. Well, almost straight up, but no foul there. The contact continued inside. But just trying to play within yourself, not trying to do too much. Don't want to put New York on the foul line in a close game. Jantel having herself a game too, 16 points for her. Real efficient from the field, 7 of 14 for Jantel Lavender.
Allen from up top. Trailing by 7.
We saw that shot fall quite a few times in the first half. She really came off the bench to give New York a spark.
Under 2 to play. Hesitation, Vandersloot. To Dawson. Oh, coming over, it's Allen. She's still down. Got the block, but only playing with 4 is the Liberty right now.
Allen got her legs cut out from under her on that block attempt.
And a crucial turnover. Part of the problem the last couple of games have been exactly that for New York.
Allen here on the help defense. A nice, strong, emphatic block. She's upset that she thought that there was some contact there on the block when she got her legs cut out from under her.
Wright commits the foul. It's her 4th. Sloot will go to the line now. 2 timeouts left for the Liberty. 3 for Chicago. 1:12 left to play. Those are making the difference for Chicago in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, they've gotten way more attempts. They're being aggressive, attacking the rim. They're out shooting New York at the free throw line by 10 attempts.
James Wade subbing in a defensive unit here for Chicago. Copper in, Williams in, Cheyenne Parker in. And Jamira Faulkner getting set to check in. 1:12 timeout. New York calls it. They got 1 left. The question was, could New York keep this up at halftime?
I said I don't think so. Or did I say that? That's what I was thinking. On paper, this is a team that doesn't typically shoot the ball well in New York. And they haven't been bad, actually. They're still at around 50% from the field, but I think a few more defensive plays by this guy, creating some turnovers. New York creeping up there in the turnover category. 16 turnovers that have led to 20 Sky points, and I think a lot of those have happened since the halftime break. Chicago a little more aggressive defensively. Remember, there have been a few times, a few possessions where Chicago has forced New York deep into the shot clock. I think Chicago really got its act together in the locker room with defensive pressure here in the second half.
New York is not, doesn't really have one offensive category, major offensive court category, top 5. But out of the timeout, Rebecca Allen hits the 3. Flirting with a career high.
Jamira Faulkner just took a huge shot. She's right here in front of us. A shot to the head, to the face on a screen. I'm not sure if she's going to be going back in. Flutie checking in for Jamira Faulkner.
Well, she's right in front of us.
Yeah.
She said, obviously, it hit my head.
And there's like tears coming out of her eyes. She got hit so hard.
Gabby Williams to take the free throw. Here's another look at it.
And some of these screens in the W are lethal there, and Jamira Faulkner just getting the wind knocked out of her.
She did get hit in the head, too. We've already documented all the injury problems, the knee problems. You talked to her at halftime in your conversation of everything that Jamira Faulkner has had to go through. You just would like to try to see her finish out this season healthy 100%.
I just love Jamira's story overall. I mean, even before the injury, she was a third-round pick. She latched on with the Sky, and she's had some incredible seasons for the Sky as she has grown as a player, then getting hurt and clawing all the way back, then getting hurt again and clawing all the way back again. And you hope that this is just a little temporary setback, and I think it will be. You want to see a player like Jamira Faulkner out on the floor. She has worked so hard to be there.
And she was helped off, walked out of the tunnel in the final few minutes here. Final minute, I should say. Allen not going away. New York putting up a fight. If they're going to go down, they're going to go down swinging.
Interesting right now, a 5-point game, and Coach James Wade has mostly subs on the floor for the Sky. Feeling that confidence, I kind of, worry about that, wonder about it, but also like it, that you give your subs that kind of respect.
Allen's got a career-high 21 points, 6 three-pointers. Both of those are career highs. 6 of 10 from 3. Still plenty of time. Hartley for the layup.
New York bringing the pressure as well, and this is going to test Gabby Williams in her role as a backup point guard and how she can handle the ball and that pressure in the backcourt.
It's interesting, James Wade had subbed out more, I would feel like, defensive unit here for Chicago. You hope that they're also your free throw shooting unit.
Absolutely.
As well. Gabby Williams, 65% coming into tonight from the free throw line. Connects on that one.
That was a big one.
James Wade not making any moves really to put his starters back in.
The Sky wins this game. This is a big statement as to how James Wade feels about his reserves.
It's the same play Hartley got her layup in. Not that time. Here's Allen for 3. A career-high night so far.
Chantel Lavender just doing a bang-up job on the boards. That's her 9th rebound in this game. She is taking care of business, making sure it's one and done for the Liberty on the offensive end.
Steph Dolson is the only starter with 3 fouls. Everybody else, there's really no one in foul trouble.
And the only starter not in double figures. Really nice representation for the starters in today's game. Shields, Lavender. Shields and Vandersloot have 16. Lavender now has 17 with that free throw. Make it 18. And then, of course, Allen Quigley with 22.
Subs trying to make a statement and close the door here to end this game. Ooh, another big 3.
Wow.
Maureen Johannes, as well as Rebecca Allen. Side by side, off the bench for New York, keeping them in it.
Interesting way to close the game, though. We talked about how productive the starters have been. They've played the majority of the minutes in this game, and yet Coach James Wade showing the confidence that he has in these reserves to close out this game, playing the most important seconds in this game, really. New York still clinging to life with the way that they're shooting a three-point shot. Liberty with 11 threes in this game. They typically make 6 a game. It's almost doubled up. It's been impressive.
Competence. Almost 30 free throw attempts for Chicago tonight. Here's Charles. That will be Lavender going to the line.
There's a reason Jantel Lavender is in this game. A double-double for her, really closing out each and every New York possession in these final seconds here. She's been relentless tracking down that ball.
Ohio State fans in the crowd. Of course, Jantel Lavender. All kinds of work there in Columbus, Ohio. 14 Big Ten.
That is amazing.
Puts them over the century mark, 101-92. Chicago put up 91 points in the first meeting, 99 in the second. And over the century mark tonight in meeting number 3. The Subs get it done at the end. Chicago, 13 wins in 2019. Matches the win total from last year in 2018. And they still got plenty more season to play.
They took a good punch from New York. The Liberty shooting